The world is nothing but the degrees of God's descent. Ibn Arabi. When you hear these words, my friend, it is as if a hidden window opens inside your chest. A window that looks not at the outer world, but at the inner horizon where creation endlessly unfolds. Ibn Arabi did not speak of descent as movement in space. He spoke of the infinite revealing itself to the finite, so that hearts may awaken. He spoke of the mystery that everything you touch, everything you fear, everything you love, every breath you take, all of it is a veil and a mirror at the same time. A veil that hides the real, a mirror that reflects the real, and your task on this path is to learn how to look. Come closer. Let us walk into the ocean of being, wave by wave, level by level. For Ibn Arabi taught that existence unfolds in 5 great stages, known as the 5 levels of being. These levels are not places, they are states of divine revelation. They are like the movement of dawn, first a whisper of light, then a horizon, then a sky, then a world. And you are somewhere inside that dawn. Before we speak of the 5 levels, pause for a moment. Feel the breath inside you. Do you know that this breath is older than your body? Do you know that it belonged to Adam, and before Adam to the realm of spirits, and before that to the knowledge of God? Ibn Arabi reminds you, nothing truly begins here. Everything begins in him. The first level, the highest horizon, is the realm where no where exists. The realm of God's essence, the absolute mystery. You cannot imagine it, for imagination itself is already a step below. You cannot speak of it, for words appear only after separation. You cannot reach it, yet you come from it. It is the ocean without waves, the night without stars, the flame without color. Ibn Arabi often said that the essence remains forever transcendent, hidden even from the saints and the prophets. No one knows God as God knows himself, and yet all knowing springs from this unknowability. When he traveled across Andalusia, Mecca, Anatolia, and Damascus, this truth burned inside him like a fire that could not be cooled. People saw Ibn Arabi as a scholar, a sage, a mystic, but he saw himself only as a witness of the endless descent of the real into creation. He would say that creation is God's way of becoming known, because I was a hidden treasure and I loved to be known. But let us take the next step, friend, for the essence remains hidden and the human heart longs for a sign, a direction, a spark. And so we come to the second level, the realm of divine names. Here, the infinite speaks. Here, mercy, knowledge, will, beauty, majesty, life, and wisdom manifest as luminous meanings. Before anything appears in the world, it first appears here as an eternal, divine quality. Ibn Arabi taught that every soul is connected to one of these names. This is why you feel drawn toward certain qualities, compassion, patience, justice, beauty, as if they are your home, because they are.
The names are like wind that moves over a still sea. They awaken potential. They shape the future. They define the story of every creature. And if you truly want to know yourself, you must ask, under which name do I stand? What attribute breathes through me? What light does my heart reflect? As Rumi once said, you are a mirror reflecting a noble face. But the mirror does not make the face, it only reveals it. Now, let us descend again. The third level is the realm of archetypal realities, what Ibn Arabi calls thabita, the immutable entities. These are not physical forms. They are the eternal possibilities of every being. Like the idea of a rose before the rose blooms, like the echo of a melody before the instrument touches it. Everything that exists in this world was already known here in its purest outline. It is as if God drew the map of creation here with perfect precision before sending it into the world of time. When you meet someone and feel an immediate connection, a familiarity that cannot be explained, you are recognizing each other from this realm. When a dream feels more real than waking life, you are touching this realm. When an idea suddenly descends into your heart like lightning, you are receiving from this realm. Ibn Arabi would say that this is the place where your soul stood before it entered the body, promising, "Yes, I testify." And because of that promise, you walk through this world with a hidden longing, the longing to remember. Listen carefully, friend. Everything you seek in this life is a search for your original form. Now we descend deeper into the fourth level, the imaginal world, the realm of forms not yet physical but no longer abstract. Ibn Arabi called it the world of images, the intermediate realm, the Barzakh. Here dreams occur. Here angels appear with forms you can see. Here inspiration takes shape. This is the realm of symbols, visions, and inner experiences. It is neither entirely unseen nor entirely seen. It is like twilight, not night, not day. And just as twilight holds the most beautiful colors, this realm holds meanings more vivid than the physical world. Many people dismiss dreams, thinking they are illusions. But the masters of this path say that dreams are the training ground of the soul. In dreams, your inner eye opens. In dreams, your spirit remembers how to fly. The Prophet Muhammad said that a true dream is one part of prophethood. And Ibn Arabi built entire chapters of the Futuhat al-Makkiyah on visions and dreams that came to him from this realm. He treated them not as fantasies, but as revelations of deep structure. Understand something essential. If you learn to read this world of images, you learn to understand the language of your soul.
And now, finally, we reach the fifth level, the physical world, the world of bodies, the world of action, the realm where spirit becomes flesh, where the hidden becomes visible, where meanings become events. This world is not less holy than the realms above it. It is the completion of the descent. It is the divine name Al-Zahir, the manifest. Sometimes you may feel that this world distracts you, burdens you, deceives you, but Ibn Arabi would whisper, "Friend, the world does not veil you from God. Your interpretation of the world does." Because this world is also a mirror. A rough mirror, perhaps, but a mirror nonetheless. And if you polish it with remembrance, with love, with sincerity, it will begin to show you what lies behind appearances. There is a story in the Masnavi. A king asked 3 artists to paint the same room. 2 painted their walls with beautiful designs, but the 3rd polished his wall like a mirror. When the king entered, the mirror reflected all the beauty of the other walls, and it surpassed them. Rumi says, "Become that polished wall." And this is exactly what Ibn Arabi teaches, that the outer world becomes beautiful only when the inner world reflects it. Now step back from the 5 levels and see the whole picture. The essence, the names, the archetypes, the imaginal world and the physical world, these are not separate places. They are movements of a single breath. They are the waves of one ocean. They are the petals of one rose. They are the mirrors through which the hidden treasure becomes known. And you, my friend, live in all 5 at once. Your spirit comes from the essence. Your qualities come from the names. Your destiny comes from the archetypes. Your dreams come from the imaginal world. Your actions unfold in the physical world. You are a bridge between heaven and earth. You are the meeting point of the seen and the unseen. You are a traveler who carries eternity in his breath. Let us pause here. Feel the journey. Let the words settle inside you like seeds. If you have followed this descent carefully, my friend, you will notice something remarkable. The journey we described is not only the journey of creation, it is also the journey of your own heart. You descended from the unseen to the seen, from the realm of purity to the realm of trial, from the breath of the divine names to the tightness of physical form. And now your task is to ascend again, not by climbing, but by remembering. For Ibn Arabi, remembrance is not simply repeating sacred words. It is the art of seeing God in everything. It is polishing the eye of the heart until the world becomes transparent. When he said that the world is the degrees of God's descent, he was also telling you that every moment of your life is a door through which the real speaks.
Think of it this way. When the wind moves, it is not only air, it is mercy in motion. When the waves rise, it is not only water, it is majesty unfolding. When the dawn arrives, it is not only light, it is guidance entering time. And when your heart trembles with longing, it is not weakness, it is the pull of the name that shaped you before you were born. The 5 levels of being are not meant to be studied like a philosophy. They are meant to be tasted. They are a way of seeing. Once you understand them, the world stops being chaotic. You begin to understand why certain things happen to you, why you are drawn to certain people, why you suffer, why you hope, why you fear, why you love. You begin to see that your life is not random. It is a reflection. There is a saying among the Sufis, the world is a book, and only those who have the inner light can read it. Ibn Arabi dedicated his life to reading this book. Every city he visited, every person he encountered, every dream that visited him, he treated as a page from the book of the real. This is why he has been called the Great Sheikh, not because he had power, but because he had vision. Let us return now to each level, not to explain them again, but to enter them with more depth. The essence, the absolute, is your true home, but you cannot access it directly. Its light would shatter you, for it is infinite. The essence is the silence before all sound, the darkness before all color, the stillness before all motion, and yet it is the heartbeat of everything. Even the angels tremble before it. When the Quran says God is the light of the heavens and the earth, it points to the fact that everything begins with this hidden luminosity. But do not be deceived. The essence is beyond light, beyond description. When the mystics speak of annihilation, fana, this is what they mean. The moment when the self dissolves into a presence too vast to describe. Very few reach this state fully, but every seeker tastes it in moments. Moments of awe, moments of surrender, moments when the world disappears and only the real remains. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by a presence you could not name, know that the essence has brushed against your soul. From this unknowable majesty, the divine names emerge like stars appearing in a night sky. The names are not separate from God. They are God expressing himself in ways creation can receive. Mercy, beauty, power, wisdom,
justice, patience. The names are like colors refracted from pure light, and each name has a spiritual effect, a fragrance, a vibration. If you sit with the name Al-Rahman, your heart becomes gentle. If you sit with Al-Hakim, you begin to see wisdom in everything. If you sit with Al-Nur, the world becomes illuminated.
Ibn Arabi taught that every human being has a master name, one divine attribute that shapes their temperament, their path, their destiny. Some are children of beauty, some are children of majesty, some walk with the name of generosity, others with the name of discipline. And when you discover your name, you discover your purpose. This is why you feel incomplete when you betray what you truly are. If you are a child of compassion, harshness kills your spirit. If you are a child of truth, dishonesty suffocates you. If you are a child of beauty, ugliness wounds you. And so the journey of the seeker is to live according to the light of their name. Then we come again to the archetypes, the immutable entities, the eternal forms. These are the blueprints of existence. Ibn Arabi says they are known to God but unknown to themselves. Imagine a rose before it blooms, not as a physical seed but as pure possibility. Imagine the idea of music before any sound exists. Imagine your soul as a story written before it is lived. This is the realm where everything has its perfect outline. You may ask, if everything is determined here, then where is my freedom? Ibn Arabi answers, your freedom lies in how deeply you express your archetype. A seed is destined to become a tree, but how tall, how fragrant, how fruitful, that depends on the soil, the water, the sun, and the care. Your archetype sets the direction, but your choices determine the radiance. Sometimes life brings you events you did not expect, but if you look closely, you will see they are precisely the events your soul needed to unfold its deepest capacity. The archetypes ensure that nothing that is truly meant for you can ever pass you by. And then, my friend, there is the imaginal world, perhaps the most misunderstood of all. Many people reduce imagination to fantasy, but Ibn Arabi and the masters before him declared imagination to be one of the greatest spiritual faculties. It is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the translator of meaning into form. When saints see visions or receive dreams of clarity, they are receiving from this realm. When prophets witness angels, they witness them here, in the Barzakh, the intermediate world. You experience this realm every night, though you may not recognize it. Have you ever had a dream that changed your life? A dream that felt more real than waking? A dream that taught you something you could not have learned from books? This is the imaginal world speaking. The masters train themselves to stay awake even as they dream, not physically awake, but spiritually aware. They read the symbols, they listen to the whispers, they decode the signs, and when they return to waking life, they carry the meanings with them. If you want to grow on this path, learn to respect your inner visions. Do not worship them, that is a trap, but do not dismiss them, that is an even greater trap. Treat them as gentle messengers. Treat them as reflections from the deeper levels of your being.
And then, finally, the physical world, the realm where you live, move, and make choices. Do not think this world is lower in a negative sense. It is the completion of the divine descent. It is where the hidden becomes manifest. It is where intentions become actions and actions become consequences. It is the stage on which your soul performs the play written before time. Remember the mirror wall story from the Masnavi. Rumi teaches that the one who polishes the inner mirror surpasses the one who fills the outer walls with decoration. And Ibn Arabi agrees. The seeker does not reject the world. He purifies his perception of it. When your heart is cloudy, the world appears cruel. When your heart is clear, the world appears luminous. The world reflects you. Now, let us return to the core. Why did Ibn Arabi teach these 5 levels? For knowledge? Yes. For understanding? Yes. But ultimately, for transformation. He wanted you to see that your life is not a prison. It is a path. Every challenge pushes you upward. Every joy descends from the names. Every sorrow pulls you inward. Every longing calls you home. Look at your own life for a moment. Think of a moment of heartbreak. At the time, it felt like destruction. But now you can see it shaped you, softened you, redirected you. That was the archetype manifesting. Think of a moment of inspiration that came out of nowhere. That was the imaginal world sending a spark. Think of a love that elevated you. That was the name Al-Wadud. Think of a wisdom that came suddenly, without effort. That was Al-Hakim. Think of a moment of deep silence when everything inside you felt aligned. That was a touch from the essence. Do you see? Your life is woven from these 5 threads, and when you learn to read them, nothing confuses you anymore. You begin to see patterns. You begin to see divine timing. You begin to trust. And trust is the heart of the path. The Sufis call it tawakkul, entrusting your heart to the one who has been guiding you since before you were born. Tawakkul does not mean passivity. It means participating in the world with clarity, acting with intention, loving with presence, and surrendering the outcome. The 5 levels of being teach you to surrender the illusion of control. They teach you to align with the divine flow, not resist it. They teach you that when something leaves your life, it is not a loss. It is a descent preparing the ground for another ascent. They teach you that nothing is random. Every leaf that falls, every wind that blows, every tear that drops, every step you take, all of it belongs to a larger symphony. And you, my friend, are not a spectator. You are an instrument in that symphony. Let me leave you with a final image. Imagine yourself standing before a great mirror. Behind you is the light of the essence. Around you are the colors of the names. Within you are the archetypes. Above you is the imaginal sky. Beneath you is the physical earth. You are the point where all realms meet. This is why the Sufis say the human being is the microcosm of the universe, not because you are small, but because you contain everything within you. So walk gently, walk consciously, walk with remembrance. And whenever you feel lost, return to Ibn Arabi's words, "The world is nothing but the degrees of God's descent." The more you see the descent, the clearer your ascent becomes. And if this journey touched something inside you, if the fire in your heart burns a little brighter, then leave a comment below, share what moved you. And if this path feels like home, subscribe, my friend, because this journey is long and no one should walk it alone. And if you want to leave a sign of your presence here, write this in the comments. I walk the path of remembrance.